Continue to be impressed by Brown. He's not going against a slouch. McDuffie's an all-pro.
Receivers are willing to take that inside release. He did, because he is the best contested catch receiver.
On Jalen Watson. Smith beats him.
So they finally get Stevens, who's been attacked a lot this year, one-on-one.
Great blitz pickup we saw before with Saquon. Gives Dotson a little time to make that little hesitation stutter move. And Hurts finds.
You know what you love at this time of the game? Is it's a playoff game, and your best guy is going to take over.
Turning down and deferring at the top, the football, so they'll get it to start the third. They could do a lot of damage here.
Separation, and as we've talked about, the style in which the Chiefs play, come up and challenge these wide receivers, and it becomes hard.
Rookie breaks on the out cut, and Sainer still just backpedals. This guy's a hard guy to throw go routes on. Wicks gives him a move, and Slay catches up, reads the eyes of Wicks. One-on-one coverage, and there's Brown, just too physical on Lattimore, who's always loves being one-on-one coverage on San Rastrill, and that's just called a stop.
By Darius Slay. Watch this route. This is their best one-on-one route runner on the outside. DeMarcus Robinson, and Slay said, nah. Jumped right back in front of that.
What a throw this was for 42.
Well, this is where they're attacking the middle of the field. Hamlin doesn't get deep enough, and Douglas
just one-on-one. He knew what he wanted, and I would cut that thing loose to the back pylon. Tight throw. You almost got to bring him across the field to the other hash, but Saint Rastrill is running for that undercut.
Quentin Lake that time against Goddard, and this is what we're talking about. There's really nothing that happened. It wasn't the push-off that got him. It's just bad footing. And as a defender,
a lot of cushion on this route from Saint Rastrill, and he just turns him around Williams with that.
Arnold, he puts his foot in the ground, he cut it loose. This is exactly what they needed.
Coverage against Dante Jackson, who's been out with a back injury. What a cushion. Never has a chance.
Game we have here tonight. Two proud franchises who've just been great all year.
He just sits on the coverage, not worried about someone running past him. And even when he's behind it, and you mentioned trying to get Nico Collins involved, and there he is, working against his own defense.
Patrick, one of the best in the world. They're just trying to get him out of the pocket to buy a little time, and he sees the crossing route coming to the left, but he loses track of DeJean as he kind of falls back and reads Patrick eyes. You could see the break, and this young stud, Cooper DeJean, another rookie making a huge impact.
Is to get as close to that defender as you can before you make your move. Good job that time by Cooper Kupp.
But watch this. He's getting guarded by one of the best slot corners in the league. He just throws him off of him, and he's wide open. Good job.
6 yards out, but generally they've done a pretty good job. Quinyon Mitchell has been a big part of that.
Yeah, good coverage there down the field.
It's a little bit of a rub here. Nice job right there. Now he's got a chance to get downfield, and this is what he's known for. Perfectly thrown football by...
This Houston defense has been under pressure this entire game. And it didn't surprise me at all that the Chargers dialed something up big here. They've had so many missed opportunities.
Fourth down, and the offense stays out there for L.A. They doubled Nakua. They singled everybody else. But no flag is thrown. Let's take a look. Well, I mentioned it. The Rams don't play a lot of man coverage. They mixed it in a little bit here tonight.
Kind of yard line.
Exactly right, and he did it. I told you, in breaking routes, inside of that little box I gave it to you.
Griffin, he never really gets out of his back pedal. He just kind of thinks that he's going to run an out route.
Supposed to be an ugly and potentially a touchdown for Dean. You could see that was Terry McLaurin sort of with that arm over swipe, but Dean was having none of it and almost got there.
Throwing out cuts when the receiver is running away from you are some of the harder routes for quarterbacks to.
He's back there picking up the blitz with one shoe on. They finally got Ronnie Rivers.
It was Blankenship in coverage on Wicks. That's his matchup advantage for the Packers.
When he missed all that time, they knew he was going to have to be a factor in this game. This is when they're at their best. It's a nice concept. You got Schultz, who starts as though he's going to go to the corner with C.J. Stroud rolling out.
Throw it away, and he's like, oh no, I'm going to hold this, see if someone can uncover. Right in his face under duress. And Laporta left-handed. Look at that, outstretched arms. What a catch.
Oh my gosh. That's unbelievable.
At the 21-yard line.
Fastest receiver. Jamison Williams breaks down St. Ristrill on the post, and it's like 6 inches.
Memento on his shelf.
Yeah, it sure is. Coming in late in the season, D-Hop has always been a...
Kelsey's going to pretend to set a pick. And right before he hits, Taron Johnson gets away.
A.J. Brown coming across the field, uncovered. Hurts finds him with a nice throw right in front of. Great throw by Patrick. You got Worthy just stretching the defense. He's got a few of the reserves in there, but Patrick doesn't care. He's going.
Dominating Mahomes and the Chiefs. They get it back, up 27.
And then it's just a simple little out route. I used to call that an Aussie. One of the few times today Patrick has had time to survey the field. Goes right back to Brown on McDuffie. They're certainly not afraid of Brown on the all-pro McDuffie. It's a good job. Kind of an off-timing play here. The ball's really not supposed to go to him, but on the scramble, Smith gets out of. On the bottom part of the screen, this is called a leveled route. You got one here, one here, one here, and it's dealer's choice for the quarterback.
They're one-on-one. You get no safety help. Look at the cushion. And he still doesn't even drive down. He's going to be
second in the playoffs, not in the regular season, and that should be a wrap.
Yeah, for a young player, he's absolutely kind of blow the top off, and then he's kind of switch release. Really tough for his zone defense. One-on-one from off, and yeah, there's a little contact. But when you're a big man at tight end,
it's just a good job by Reed. He's in a man-to-man situation where when you get the motion going across, you got to keep following. And when you take that angle, you better be right. It's not a pump fake going downfield.
His hands quickly like needs to, and this is just simple. They call this one funnel. Slay's outside leverage. He's funneling the ball to Bond.
Well, this is why he's playing way off of him, because Benford should be in right now. And you can see
just simple curl route in zone coverage. No one's really matching him tight.
At the 20.
This guy's a stud. Devontae Smith, 1 foot down with the left. Oh, that was very close.
Wow. This was a bullet in between.
He was drafted by Philadelphia, and he won a ring his rookie year in 2017. He's a member of that Super Bowl 52 championship team.
Looks like they may go. Here's the play.
Yeah, good job there by DeJean. But it's really on Bond, one-on-one, and Ertz being the savvy vet that he's kind of a do-it-all receiver. So good against man coverage. And this is where he is dangerous. Got St. Ristill.
12 yards.
And both these teams do a great job keeping possession of the ball, getting into third and manageable. And Shakir, who's really taken off this year. That these are all run-pass options, and it gets the ball out really fast. This is a great job by Andy Reid.
Issues obviously turnovers, and see the stiff arm on Luvu. Breaking tackles. He's a hard guy to break. This guy's one of the free agent pickups of the offseason, Frankie Luvu, but Patrick running with authority over.
And then this beauty for 23 yards. Yeah, they go play action. They get people to bite up on it, and it allows Travis Kelce.
It just ends up being a little pick play, and then he's around. He actually makes a perfect throw. Wow.
They run the speed cut, and anytime you throw that behind.
Critical, dependable, consistent players are, and Ertz is that for this team, that little stutter route. They played man coverage, and one thing you want to do is get this horizontal separation across the field. And Brown who had a great game last week in the wild card game against the Bucs. Well, the Lions are selling out. You could see all the bodies at the line of scrimmage. And then Bates with the little delay. Dan Reno told me, you can't guard a perfect throw. How does he see that ball? Kirby's got his hand in his face, and Brown continues to shine in the playoffs. Great last week on the top of the screen, but it leaves you 3-on-1 in coverage, and you just can't get him on the ground. Runs through one tackle. Joseph tries to take the angle, but McLaurin's.
And somehow Xavier Worthy grabbed it. Yeah, it's a really nice catch by him. They do a lot of this with Xavier Worthy where they'll run him in the flat, try to get him the football. This time they showed that.
This year in zone coverage, He's got Laporta in his flare control right underneath, wide open. And he's just got to drive Laporta the ball. Instead, he gets greedy. Like I said, you feel when you're down, and when you throw high balls over the middle in zone coverage, you're asking for trouble. You know, Daniel says all the time in the world standing back, it's just a two-man concept. Brown and McLaurin crossing each other deep down the field, and they lose. But he stands in there and finds McLaurin wide open, and then boom, like a pin. A veteran presence for this team and such a reliable target. He's got great hands, finds space over the middle, drop it down from the hip, and Laporta was about his third or fourth read right here, and just dips it down. Just a very simple curl route right here. Branch is looking at Eisen, and there's Crowder, just wide open.
Nico Collins off the line of scrimmage, and this is when the Texans are at their best, when they can run the play out. Great throw by Stroud. I don't know. That's close, Russell.
Yeah, that is very close.
I don't know that he has it.
It looks like he does control it.
Well, they show here, and then they pull out. And when you run those types of schemes, and you're trying to get underneath receivers, you generally tend to turn people loose then underneath. And Travis can challenge these receivers because you're going to get caught up in the traffic. It's a good job by Hutchinson.
In the ground, break on the ball, and make a huge play, just the same way he started in the first quarter.
Warren Burks, the linebacker.
So that little just tick of time can lead to an interception. It's a good route, just uses that big, powerful body to get inside and stretch it out. But that was the code. And they have been moving some safeties and corners around with Higbee because he had such an influence on that game last week. But if you as a rookie and from day one of training camp, you can talk to anybody you want. He has been making plays. See on the routes down the field, watch how cautious the defensive backs, and Darius Slay in this case, has to be. Opportunity for an interception there. You're going to see Brown with a little out and up move, faking the wide receiver screen. Lake reacts really well, but it really looked. You could see at the tail end of this little out and up here by Puka that he just lost his step. And as he was trying to drive to go get the ball, time play now because he's at least established at this point that he could bootleg right and bootleg to the left. So now defense, you're going to see a double slant here, and watch inside. Just a half step to the inside was enough to squeeze in that right away. He's going to shoot right underneath it here. I thought he had it. I'm watching the route take place, and Slade just was flying.
But this is a great job continuing. It's cover two, and Douglas comes out of coverage. He's in cover two, and he decides to run across the field. You got to be more aggressive. Take a look at the top. He's going to run a little whip route in and come back out, and it's very hard to change direction.
From 16 yards out, Jackson to Bateman.
Well, you'll see he's looking there, and right there at the top of the screen.
Back Coach Hafley calls a max blitz, which puts everyone in one-on-one coverage. Jalen Hurts recognizes it.
Well, right away, Minnesota trying to disguise coverage. You see Stephon Gilmore, he's bailing out. Tackle, he's got to sidearm this throw. It's the only place he could really put it to try to give Hawkinson an opportunity. A lot of good catches on that drive to get down.
I'd see a lot of that indeed. Probably one of the most bitter individual rivalries that we've ever seen in the NFL. And those two...
They're just trying to take a shot, see if they can't create a big play, and maybe a miracle can happen. Maybe Jefferson can go up and do something. If he's able to just shade Naylor a little bit more to the right hash and let him go run after it, instead it's just up the field. He's got a little, just kind of navigating the pocket. Sometimes he starts moving a little bit too much, but good coverage on the back end. Opportunities. They usually play over the top. Taking those throws away, they had a chance.
8 years old, has done a brilliant job with this young defense. Here's the catch by Hawkinson.
He really has, Joe. Just gets blown up at the end of this play. He lays it out there perfectly. He had to hold it in order to give Addison an opportunity. Just his first incompletion, but it's the sacks that are killing these drives. So you see the safety here, Quentin Lake, They're so worried about giving up the big play. He is way out of there. He's just not going to give up the deep ball, and so you open up all of that space. But I love Addison. Got press coverage at the line of scrimmage, and this is a little unusual, not something the Rams do that much of, as they started going more under center with Stafford, more play action, and getting the ball out of Stafford's hands, and it made a big impact really in all facets of their game.
Really nice throw just in front of the numbers, and that is a tight window. Valentine is trying to undercut that to Goddard. Goddard kind of makes that look easy. Tight window, whatever you want to call it. Look at the hesitation and an absolute dot by Jordan Love.
And he's not up in his face and jamming because of that bunch formation. You would worry about.
Big moment there.
You're going to see the crisscross in here, and so the pick was just enough. And I don't know what happened to Dean there.
Putting Sutton in the slot and then running a dig route, and watch this route up top. Oh, he just breaks it off on Riley Moss, and
great job securing the football.
Oh my goodness.
That's close about that foot touching, and look at this. How he was able to keep a hand underneath the ball.
That's a touchdown to me.
On that side. And so you got to be careful not to get picked here, which really sets up these slants. And the problem is that Evans is like going, I believe that's him right here, going back to the inside, and he just stayed on that wheel route. And if he had not,
they've been running for years and they had it. Ooh. He looks up for it and it's just out of reach to the. Now when he takes this inside release, to me there's about a 5% chance you're going to hit this throw. Just in a poor leverage position, and the coverage wasn't even as great as he's played all season.
Jim, no team is better. 4 guys who can catch the ball here, only 1 on this side, and Josh Allen's going to look this way, and here comes one of the secret weapons, the speed. Remember in the first quarter, Curtis Samuel, we said, is going to be a little high priority today.
I'll tell you, there's another guy playing with a lot of energy. I know I just said it was Josh Jacobs, but look at this. There's not many guys that can run through arm tackles of linebackers, then circle the defense.
He's going to put Franklin in a tight split, and these safety and corner play in between a lot. You got outside, I got inside. Well, Sean runs them right in between them.
On Love, he's standing back there all day and survey the field, come back to Calcaterra.
Oh, yeah.
All the way on the sideline.
But watch him put his arms underneath right there. He's like, oh, look at, I can't get anything out. We're going to start to put the ball in one guy's hand. Good job by Knox getting up, finding the soft spot. You're going to watch a great design. It looks like he's going to go here, but and we're going to switch release. And that is an awesome job by Dawson Knox to win the leverage. This is a big-time throw. Is it a big-time catch? It looks like it. It looked like he was in there, right? That left foot right there.
Got his hands on his back. I don't think he necessarily pushed nearly as hard as he did last time.
13 plays, 99 yards, and they cap it off to the Pro Bowler.
Notice the formation. Everyone to the right. Nico Collins, Derek Stingley. He sees it and then accelerates. There was pressure coming towards him, but he never steps into it properly. Normally, Justin Herbert is an exquisite thrower of the football, but that one was kind of a half. This is a throw that tells me that Justin Herbert is still in this ball game. Because look at how he's doubled. Alshire underneath, Stingley over the top, because they brought blitz at him, and Nico Collins won the route by being physical when he bumped off of Fulton, number 7. Fulton
out of Michigan.
And this is a play that won't go down to what people really remember much, but look at that play by Tart. Probable throw of the game. The first was C.J. Stroud in the first half off the fumble and hitting Hutchinson. Here, rips it right down the middle. Coverage is there with Bryant, but they don't get him on the ground. Bullock takes the wrong angle and goes past McCoy.
Come up with a sack, but what a job here by Russell Wilson. This time he steps into this throw. Great job of holding on to that. Wiggins does not get a jam at all. It allows him to get a free release downfield. The safety tries to come over. Russell Wilson gets the ball out on time, throws it on a line. The safety late in coming over. Now he's able to throw that ball over the middle, settle right there in that soft spot, make a throw. pick up more yards.
If we've seen some of the crazy stuff that's happened, Houston is in this game because DeMeco Ryans' head coach has instilled some toughness in his group.
And there's a cushion here on third down, and it's allowing Likely to have space to be able to work and keep Cam Sutton guessing. Is he
enough credit on them? We'll see how they finish the half. But they were put in tough situation after tough situation.
Made the interception. As they looked at it again, determined that he did not survive the ground.
See, the ball's already starting to work its way free. See how it's out of his arms right there?
Runs with the receiver, and he comes off him. He switches. Great communication. Now he's one-on-one man coverage against the tight end. They blitz. They bring 5. Elliott gets over the top with the left hand and knocks that football away.
Having probably his best year.
Good recognition pre-snap. This is the difference in Lamar Jackson, seeing that cushion against Fitzpatrick, taking the easy.
This ball's thrown well. That's right there. Hands catch. He's got an opportunity. It bounces off of his. And Derek Stingley, the all-pro corner, takes it the other way to set up his offense one more time. When he catches the football, he does not have the first down because he's coming back to the ball as good receivers do. But as you noted, the curl, what I'm observing is holding up so far. They're not trying to run the football with any type of persistence. Watch Fulton. He's got it red, and he is already off and going. So Collins can't make it up. Look who becomes the receiver, and look who's got to play defense.
Donkey is a friend of the quarterback, a high understanding of the game and great feel.
Yeah, and when he means friend is what you're talking about. Tight end Schultz coming from the middle, makes a quick move, and the ball's delivered perfectly and on time. Play out, not call it dead too fast. And I think this is going to be a catch, and the ball's ripped out as a fumble if the knee was not down. He catches the football, he turns, he establishes, and that ball's being ripped out before he goes down. Looks like a lowly Gilman who ended up getting the football. Right, a Alohi Gilman, nice job pulling out right there. See him ripping? I think he gets it right before the knee hits the ground.